Hello everybody. Oops, sorry, I pushed that down a little too far. There we go. Wanted to make sure you can see the cats if they come around, you know. The cat content is very important here on Heart of a Hobbit. So, so I see there's lots of chat already happening. So hello everybody. Hello Aaron Bard, good to see you. And Just Right, nice to see you as well. Yeah, sorry, I was running a little bit late. I was like, okay, I gotta grab my tea and I got, you know, and I was trying to catch up on Court of the Rings because I missed it on Friday. And I was like, well, maybe if I put it on 2x speed, I can catch it all before the stream. But the answer to that was no. There was too much content. I did not catch it all. All right, so I've just put the closed captions up. So if you are someone who wants to read while you're listening, that should be on not Court of the Rings, as in music, but Cordovan, who is the SSG community manager, and he streams here in this location on Fridays at noon server time. And so, yes, that's true. Sometimes he does play music. He knows how to play the flute. He apparently used to play flute, like maybe in a band or something. You know, a little oh, I just forgot the words just went right in and out of my brain. You know, Ian, the flute player in the rock band. Never mind. Flautist. Oh, the flute player is flautist. Of course. I am not a musician in real life. I only play one on TV. But I do love doing music in Lord of the Rings online. So much fun. So yes, his show is called Chord of the Rings. No, not Lizzo, but she's amazing. Sandy says Lizzo, and oh my gosh, I have seen Lizzo do a little bit, like I've seen clips online of Lizzo playing flute, and wow, she's amazing also, like, and just like, she's so active and interactive and like, wow. No, the old, let me bring you songs from the wood. I mean, we're talking like 1970s musician, and the band. Oh my! Like my brain just took all that information straight out of my. I'll remember it later, and then I'll be like, I'll just shout out something, and you'll all be here, and you'll be like, oh, that. So, so welcome to Heart of a Hobbit. This is how we roll. Yes, we just have a nice casual time here in the stream. So what I'm doing is I'm gathering the ingredient crates for some folks. Thank you, Jethro Tull. Thank you, Sandy. Yes, that was where my brain was going. Jethro Tull, the lead singer, he's Ian something, he's a flautist also. And so that's what I was thinking. So yes, chord. Maybe you didn't hit, you know, professional levels, Google for the win, says Sandy. Didn't hit like that same kind of, yes, flautist level on an international stage. But yes, Cordovan does play the flute and occasionally does it on stream. But in general, we don't do a lot of music on the stream because of, you know, musical rights and stuff like that. In fact, funny thing is when I am streaming, I will go into my settings, as you can see here, and I will turn player music volume down to 0 just in case I come across any players who are playing music because we don't want to get hit by, you know, some sort of copyright issue or something. So that's a funny little piece of trivia for you there of things you have to do when you're streaming, because you got to be careful not to end up with somebody else's music in your video. So, but yeah, so yes, I was trying to watch Court of the Rings because he does a lot of really good news updates and catches people up. And Fridays, he does on Fridays. And so usually I do kind of like a live recap for our kinship, our Treebeard specifically kinship. But it kind of covers folks on all the servers. We have a Discord server where we just chat in general. So anyway, so I try to do a recap, and that way I know what's going on, and then if people have questions, I'm like, aha, I've heard this before, you know, that sort of thing. So I was trying to catch up because Fridays are now board game days over at our, or board game evening, over at our friendly local game store. So And that starts, well, so because we're in Europe, so all the stuff that's happening in the US in the daytime is evening for us, just so you kind of shift that mentally. So Wolf Alzheimer's, hi all. Welcome to the stream. So we're just getting started. So talking about Lord of the Rings Online. There's so much you can do in this game. We've talked about this before on other streams, but basically, like, you can follow the fellowship along. Like, the people who put this game together have written this really cool storyline in which you are an adventurer and you're helping out with, you know, dealing with the fact that there are effects of Sauron and whatnot out there, and you know, you're trying to help push back on that. So you're doing all these kind of side quests. I mean, think of yourself kind of like as a blue wizard, if the blue wizards are out there, possibly out in the east, say, you know, or west, east, doing things to, like, you know, stem the tide of Sauron's influence. So we're kind of doing that sort of stuff in the background. So that's a really fun thing you can do, and that's the epic storyline. So if you're ever in the game and you're like, I wonder what I should do, well, check your quest log, which I got to by pressing the letter L. It's a shortcut for L. That's the default shortcut. And look for something that says epic on it right there. So like right now I'm working on epic volume 3, and then that'll tell me where I need to go. You can also look at your completed. So there's a little thing up here that says show completed kind of at the top. Now let me scooch this down. It's under the Treebeard server stuff there. There we go. So right here where it says show completed, and if you click on that, that will bring up everything, every single quest you have completed in the game. Now, there's a lot of information here, and that used to take a long time to have that load. But they've been doing some stuff in the background, the SSG folks, Standing Stone Games, the people who run this game and develop it. And so that doesn't seem to take quite as long as it used to. So that's neat.
It is based on how many quests you've completed.
It is, to be fair, that's true. Before, it does point out that it is based on how many quests you complete. Like, if you've done a lot, it'll take a lot longer. If you've done fewer, it takes a lot, you know, it's not quite as long. So Megan says, hi and happy Tuesday. Hi, Megan, good to see you. Yes, that's not a question for Aaron Bard. The quest log is maxed. But yeah, if you're like kind of lost on like, well, what did I last do? Like, I have nothing in my epic, in my current quests, what do I need to do? You can always come to your completed quests, because I've seen that before, where you kind of, you finish off an epic line, and then you're like, well, I don't know where to go next. So you can see, okay, well, where did I finish off? Like, I did volume, book 1, 2, 3, 4, you know, you can count through the chapters. And then there's book 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They got better about alphabetical order. Oh no, I guess they did it here too. It's just book 15 and 14 and 30. Yeah, okay, they didn't do the sort, like they have the 1, 0 is sorting before 1. Oh, that's funny. I'm sure before we'll have comments about that. It's a what sort? Naive sort. What can you do? You just make sure you don't have more than 9 books. That's what you do, so it doesn't slip around there. All right, so let's see. And then we've got yeah. So I'm in volume 3. So you say I've done 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if I was like, it feels like I should probably be working on volume 3, book 5, but you know, maybe for some reason I don't have that here, or I'm in book 4. I could go to the Lotro wiki and kind of look it up, and then sometimes that will help you like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to be. Okay, yeah, I can go do that. Now, you don't have to follow the epic line. Like, that doesn't have to be the only thing you do. For example, we're running around in Dunland with these characters on Treebeard. So Treebeard is a legendary server. It's a slow progression server, which means that not everything is open all at once. Like, when the server started, we had access to Eriador. So, and everything that was up to like level 50 was open to us. So we had, you know, the Shire and Erluin with Thorin's Hall and Calendim and all of that. We had Bree, and then further on we got into like the North Downs and the Lone Lands and the Trollshaws and Rivendell and up to the Misty Mountains. So we had like all of that, you know, in terms of questing space. But that only took us up to like level 50. So that was the end of the travel for us at that point, you see. So then 6 months after the server had been open, then we got access to Mines of Moria, the expansion, the first expansion that existed, you know, back when Lotro, now Lotro was like 15 years old, right? So there's been 15 years of over every couple years or so, a new expansion comes out. So that's what we're getting, but at 6 months increments instead. So we had the first, which is Shadows of Angmar. That was the original package. And then we got Mines of Moria, which took us into Moria and took us up to level 60, I think it was. Yeah, Mines of Moria. It took us up to level 60. And then we got into Mirkwood. So we had, what was the Mirkwood expansion called? Siege of Mirkwood, thank you. So that took us up to 65. So it was a really small jump there. Well, now we have, what's it called? Rise of Isengard. Rise of Isengard. That's it. And so that gave us, not Fangorn. That's a little bit ahead of myself there. So we're down, like we're in this area. I think, right? Yeah. Yeah, we haven't gotten to the Great River yet. I think that's the next one. But we're in the Isengard area, so Rovanian. Nope, I went too far. To Rohan. Oh, Dunland. I wanted Dunland. Take me there. There we go. So this is the area that we're playing around in now. So we've been wandering around, like doing quests in various places around Dunland. Hi. And then we've got Isengard over here, which we have gotten to, haven't gotten to, sort of. I don't want to go into spoilers. But that's where we are. So you can see I have other quests in those areas that I could go and do that kind of are in the area where the epic mine was taking me, but not necessarily of the strict epic line. Like you can go off book, basically, as it were. So you could do that. But then there's also things like, yeah, you just touched into the area. Awesome. I really enjoy Dunland, and it has some of the best cosmetics that you can get in the game. So like, if I open my wardrobe, hi baby. That was Kato, by the way. She's saying hi. Let's see, robe of, what's it called? Robe of something. Oh, she's just gonna lay down right here. Okay, you do that, honey. There's no, robe of the learned stag. Ow, honey, I don't have, wait, hang on a second. She's got claws and she likes to knead her way into her sleeping position, which is great, except when she's doing it directly on my clothing, and that's really not a comfortable feeling. So I'm going to put a blanket under you. You're being so patient with me. Thank you for that. That was great. Well done. She's a little bit skittish at times, but they're really calming down. We got them back in May. Their previous owner had passed away, and they ended up at a shelter. So we got the pair of them at that point, and they're definitely settling down. No, you don't want to put that in your mouth. So yeah, that was great that you let me just pick you up and hold you while I put the blanket over me. Usually that would mean that she'd be like, nope, I'm out, and then she'd come back eventually, but on her own time. You know what I mean? Oh, she's already laying her head down on my arm. How cute. But this is the robe of the learned stag, which is gorgeous. Yes, cords are for chewing, says Sandy. No kidding. Yeah, she knows where this one goes, and it goes right under her right now. But hopefully, she's got her face over here. The cord is over here. We're gonna. Oh yeah, I've been working on a new yarn project. Sandy knows that I do this, what a lot of times what I'll do is I'll have whatever project I'm working on is on my desk, but I'll be sitting in the chair, so I'm back a little bit. So I've got yarn kind of running from the ball on my desk over into my lap, so like that, for example. And so I've got the yarn is over here, but it rolls over to me over here, and yeah, her eyes were like, what? So one day she was sitting on the desk and it was right in front of her, and she was just like, nom nom nom. I'm like, no, don't eat my yarn. You don't want to do that. So this is the new thing I'm working on. So don't tell anybody yet. But this is a blanket that I'm working on for. There's a couple that's pregnant, and the baby is due in March or so. So it actually turns into, once it gets a little bigger, you put a little string through the edges and you can scoop it up together and it makes a bag, which I'm like, that is the coolest thing. So you could like put all the toys and stuff in there and take it along with you, but then lay it out and there's a blanket for the kiddo to play on. So I think that'll be awesome. I hope they like it. We actually ended up making 2 of them. My girlfriend in Colorado made one that is more in the pastel colors, and she's going to be here, so she'll be able to give them her blanket. And then I said, okay, well, she did pastels, so I'll do like jewel colors, and that way it's they don't got that kind of contrast going on. So that's kind of fun. Ah, yeah. So B4 pointed out, so this robe is available. It's actually got 5 different ways you can obtain it. It's the Noble's Woolen Robe, the Robe of Countless Stars, which might be a barterable one, the Robe of the Learned Stag, which is the one you get from, it's a quest item, the Tattered Robe of the Dunland Sage, I think that's the one that you can buy. Oh, no, wait, that one I think, that's a reward from, what did you say?
From the yoke.
Oh, from another quest item, I think. Or the Ceremonial Tattered Robe of the Dunland Sage is the one that you can buy from Lalia's Market for mithril coins. So there's lots of different ways you can obtain this robe, but it's fantastic, and it dyes up so good. Like every single color it takes fantastically. Like, look at that. Like, oh, it's just beautiful, like woodland robe. Or if you want to go with, well, okay, yellow. I never liked the yellow in this game. It's just so garishly bright. There's a character that that's very active in the social crowd, the Laurelin Green Dragon Friday crowd, and she wears yellow all the time. And she's found a couple of outfits where it works really well, which is great because every time I try yellow, I'm like, ah, it looks terrible. But aside from yellow, this thing takes every color great. Well, it takes the yellow in the way that it comes across in the game. So there you are. There's a sea blue. There's a Rivendell green. Look at that dark green. It's beautiful. Yes. But it's kind of fun when you have a character that is like, you know, has characteristics that are so visually clear. So like with that character wearing yellow all the time, that's really fun because then you see a character in yellow, you're like, ah, it must be her, you know? So that's kind of fun. So I've tended to dress my main character, Adamantia, over there in that pink, which is called Rose, which I find kind of funny because my other main character over there is Rose, or Rosenbloom. So she's dressing in Rose, even though it's her sister's name who's Rose. So that's the Imladris Fallen Leaf. Look at that one. That's a fun one. Oh, I want to see Shire Peach. Shire Peach is a really fun color that I like. Oh, let me look at the Twilight Purple. Whoa, look at that. That is pretty. Shire Plum, no. Let's see. Oh, here it is, Shire Peach. So Shire Peach is a really interesting color because it comes off as kind of a whitish, creamish, but occasionally it has a slightly different hue than the cream or the white. So there's something that I have. What is it that I did in Shire Peach? Oh, I think it might have been the, well, I'll just look it up. Hang on. Oh yeah, I did Bane Garb. So that, look at that. It came out kind of like a gray, like a Gandalf gray. So that one I like a lot. And then, yeah, it was the Vestments of the Autumn Sage. That's the one. So the cream, that Shire Peach on this is so good. And this is that Halloween festival, the Harvest Festival. That's where you get this dress and the hat. So I thought those turned out really good in that Shire Peach. Shire Plum. Did we try Shire Plum? I think we did, but we could try that. Oh, wow. Well, that's a bright red, isn't it? Let's see. Is this considered shoulders or hat? I think it's considered shoulders. Shire Plum, 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 Plum. So as you can tell, I really enjoy playing with, you know, the cosmetics in the game. So let me go back to that robe because now I want to robe of the Dunland Sage, a Learned Stag. There we go. There we go. There it is in that Shire Plum. Anyway, there's days when I just like pick a color and I just start clicking through things because I'm like, I need to find something new. Whoa, that's bright, isn't it? That'd be good if you're looking for something where you want something really bright. But look at that. And this is another one, the Traveling Robes of the Autumn Sage, I think it is. Autumn Wanderer. That's another one that takes dyes really nicely. Actually, this Frostbluff Robe of Thanks has some nice looks to it too. Oh, that's that Goblaka thing. I don't quite get that one. It's not my jam. Goblaka. Oh, that one's fun. So the Robe of Winter's Light, it looks really good in its original color. Let me reset. But also it looks really good in crimson, I think it is. Let's see, crimson. Sorry, y'all lost me now. Oh, maybe it originally is in crimson, so maybe it's red that it comes out in. No, that's not it. I don't know. I was playing with it and I came up with with a really good look on it. Maybe it was just the original color. So anyway, all right, I could be here all day, but we'll we'll try and do some other stuff. Oh, so before I forget, the Hobbit presents, you get a silver Hobbit present every day. So make sure you open that. You get free goodies every day. Right now, you'll notice that it's still the Yule gifts. The SSG does like a weekly restart on Wednesdays to kind of reset the servers, and if there's any patches that are coming through, they can, plug that in during the restart. Do some software updates and whatnot like that. So the Hobbit gifts are going to go back to normal. We will lose the Yule possibilities as of tomorrow. So if you were looking and hoping to get any more Yule winter gifts, now is the time. Get in there and grab your gifts. Oh, good. An evergreen decoration. Oh, yes. I'm glad for that because I meant to get another Yule garland and I took the sconce last time because I like the sconces. They're so pretty. I know, right? A sad face in the chat. I'm with you on that. But was it my house? Hang on. Let me pop over to my house real quick. I know Affadil just showed up there and having a meal while she's waiting for me. I mean, as any good Hobbit should, have lots to eat. That reminds me, I need to grab some foods. Do you want to grab some for me while I'm doing this? Roast beef? And then you can just trade them to me?
Maybe we should just go to the house.
Yeah? Okay, maybe I'll just meet you there then. Okay, so hang on. I've got a lot of stuff in here, so it takes a minute to load. And it might have been a different... No, I think it was this house. Okay, yeah, see, I put a garland across here last year, and I forgot I did that, and it looks so good. And I was like, oh, maybe next year I'll get one, and I'll put it in this spot. And then I totally forgot, and I took the lantern, so I'm like, well, okay, there's a sconce, but... And the sconces are cool. Like, I love having all the little lamps and things in my house. It's just fun. It just adds, like, some really nice lighting and stuff. I got a pair of lamps there from the anniversary, or not anniversary, but the one in Minas Tirith. Midsummer. Got these in here. These are from also that Halloween one. But yeah, I really wanted to get that garland, and I totally spaced it. So now I will get it. No! Garland. Almost did it again. And what does it take? It takes a wall spot. So let's go into our decorating mode. And let's find a wall spot that's not in use. Cool, found one.
It's showing you in my house. Like running around your house.
Oh, that's funny. Before it says it, he can see me on the map, and it looks like I'm running around in his house. But we know I'm in my house. Let's see. Okay, there we go. And then let's scoot it. Nope, this way. Cool. Are we in the middle? Nope, that was a visual illusion. Nope, we're almost there though. Sometimes you have to stand in the middle of the doorway to see if it's in the doorway, right? Okay, right about there. Oh, okay, cool. We can see that we are not even. That's better. And a little bit more. That's good. Okay, cool. And then, oh, it's a little low, don't you think? Yeah, I think it is. Oh, and it was that way. We'll take it up a little bit. We'll take it over a smidge, maybe up one more. Hey, George. And then that's the mouse. And then that looks pretty good. I think we'll just do it right like that. Awesome. Kaboom. Oh, my inventory's a mess. I forgot about that. Just close that. We don't want to see that. Hey, look at that. Looks great. All right. Aaron Bart says trying to get the Yule goat for one alt the whole season, and every other alt got it, but the one that you wanted it for. Isn't the Yule goat though fellows or not bound to account now? Because they used to have it so that they were bound to character when you opened the Yule gifts. But man, she is just like settling in. But I remember like a year or two ago, they changed a lot of it so that they were bound to accounts. So you could trade it to your other characters, which I was very grateful for. So yes, we have stone trolls. Stone trolls. These came over. No, these are from the server. We have access to Stone Troll the first, Stone Troll the second. Do you have Stone Troll the third, or is that not yet? Oh, it's Rise of Isengard? No. No, I don't think it is. I think it's... One was... yeah, we should have access to it, because one of the Stone Trolls, the first, would be Angmar. Legendary server deeds. Oh, thank you for the house comment. And then, let's see. Okay, so that was Angmar. And then the second one would be... Moria, and the third one is Mirkwood. So yeah, we'll need to go back and do some legendary Mirkwood. I mean, we could do some of that today. I don't know if 2 of us is enough. All right, so one of the cool things that we do in our kinship is we have Affodil's, one of Affodil's alts does all this cooking and puts it in the storage thing here. Oh yeah, there's a question about legendary. I'll re-speak to that here in just a minute. Let me grab my foods. Let's see. I am level 74. Okay, so what can I get here? I can get... Oh no, that's 75. Okay. But I probably want the superior oxtails. Yeah. That'll be my cooked foods. Therefore... The lambas can go back. Where is it? Here it is. And that is level 60, so I'll toss that back in. Why does it say level 66 food? Okay. 66 food. Well, what happens between... Oh, okay. Never mind. Okay, so wait a minute. Okay. So I've got my... Got that one. Let me go ahead and put that on my bar. I keep my food on the side so I can keep track of what's what. Question in the chat: what's the difference between trail and cooked, and etc.? And Egg Arthur says the food levels get weird between 60 and 70. Apparently, thank you. Yeah, Affodil's gonna fix it here after I'm done mucking about. So you can have a trail food. Yeah, I've got them in trail food, a fortifying food, and a cooked food active at the same time. And they do different things. So give me a second and I'll pop it up here. Okay, so Kakaliki would be fortifying, and it would replace my carrot and lamb. Cool. So we'll put you over here. Oh, I just didn't actually move it, did I? Carrot and lamb. And then, let's see, I need more honey cakes. So I'm a little short there. And what's the last thing I haven't done yet? Oh, and also honey cakes, even though they're a cooked food, you can have them active at the same time as your other cooked food. So that's kind of fun. Okay, so I've done that. And then, do I need to swap out? Yes, because the cottage pies are going to be better than... for me, then the mushy green peas. Awesome. Yeah, I'm guessing y'all are chatting in the chat about that, so that's awesome. Okay, so yes, let's see. Yes, so as before, also pointed out, you can have up to 4 food buffs at any time. So you can have a cooked food. Here, and let me inventory. Let me tooltip that off for a second. So you can have a cooked food. And then you can have a fortifying food. And these are, I'm just putting these up here so you can see the different stats that they give you. And then you can also have a trail food all at the same time. And then once because when you consume one of them, it like sets a little timer. But then once that timer is up, you can then also consume from your cooked food. You can then consume a Bjorn's honey cakes. And these all stack together. So like the honey cakes give you in combat and out of combat power and morale regeneration, and so does the other cooked food, in this case my oxtail, but that also removes a wound or a poison effect from the target when I take it. Now a lot of times I'll do my foods before we go into combat, so that would be less effective, that particular thing, but I do it because I want the regen anyway. The kakaliki soup is going to give me some resistance ratings on things, and the cottage pie is going to give me a bonus on my vitality. Usually that's what the trail food does. It gives you some sort of like might or vitality or agility, some sort of a buff in one of those kinds of stats. So yeah, so there's all the different foods. So that's why it's important to me to have a good stack of foods all the time and just be like, bloop, 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 bloop. Agartha points out that drinks are also a separate slot. So B4 may also be adding that to our little collection at some point. Fine drinks. So yeah, not your like, 1444 ale or whatever that is. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about, yeah, like specific things, the coffee and whatnot. Okay, let's go do a skirmish, because that's kind of what I'm in the mood for today. I will take us to Galtrov. And then I will spend some time talking about legendary servers here in just a moment. So I'm a hunter, so I have this plugin that I use, which is Travel Window 2, and it allows me to put all my travel skills in one little box there. And then I've gone and reordered them kind of like lowest level to highest level in terms of what makes sense to me. And then I've got my milestone skills, and then I've got my kinship-based skills and housing-based skills. Okay, so what are we doing here for skirmishes?
We just had to get out of housing.
Oh, we had to get out of housing. Because housing is technically an instance, so you cannot join an instance, like a skirmish, while you're in another instance, such as housing. So, all right, so question was about legendary servers. What's the scoop there? Oh, cool. And then B4 has put in into the chat the Lotro Wiki link to show what is a cup of green tea in the game and what does that do for you. Thank you, Mubot. The Lotro Market.
Interrogates those they have captured in battle. The prisoners must
Hey,
be
Archerina. All right, so this is a strike against Danaglor, which I believe, counts towards our legendary, but I don't have legendary. Yeah, I do. Wait, I have legendary Mirkwood.
Do I?
Yes. Breaking the Dark Sorcery. Yes. You have something. Yeah. So this will count towards that. Okay. Lots of stuff. Legendary servers, as I was talking about earlier, they do a number of things. We have a slower progression in the sense that the world slowly opens up to us. Every 5 or 6 months we have access to more of the Lord of the Rings Online world. So first we start off in a small area, and over time the land that we know about grows. Another thing that this server does is it reduces the amount of experience that we gain as we are going through the game. So when you're playing on a regular server, say Laurelin, Landreval, Evernight, whatnot, you're earning 100% of experience, right? You get experience. When we are here on Treebeard, the Treebeard server, we take things slowly. We are not so hasty. And therefore, we are earning 40% of the normal amount of experience. So instead of getting 100%, we're getting 40% from monster kills, from crafting, quest completions, that sort of thing. So we are progressing a lot slower in our leveling and everything. You okay if I get this started? Mm-hmm. Okay, awesome.
Just putting some stuff up on that.
Awesome. Oh, speaking of foods, I'm going to take some here. Let me come to my foods. Affadil's going to do some scrolls to give us some buffs. I have brought out my helper, and so has Affadil. Okay, so we're going to go rescue some elves. Okay, so that's one of the things that happens on legendary servers is it provides you with a different experience. And what that different experience is can vary based on which server you're on. When Anor was open, and so was Ithil, was 60% of normal experience. So, oh yeah, sorry. There you go. So those are some of the different things you can play around with, right? Like how quickly do you receive access to the various parts of the world? And oops, sorry, baby, I moved my leg. How quickly are you getting experience that allows you to level? Another thing they did with the Treebeard server. Oh, you getting up? Okay. She's got a bed on my desk, so she's gonna crawl in there for a few minutes, I am guessing. She doesn't like it when I do so much talking. I was quite surprised that she came and sat on my lap as long as she did, actually. She's showing off for you all. Actually, like I said, they've become, like, I don't know, more and more comfortable with us, just week by week even sometimes, which is pretty neat. Okay, we have a counterattack coming. Pardon me. My sleeping is still a little bit not perfect. So over time, hopefully it'll sort itself out, right? All right. Oh, that's so funny. There's an arrow hanging in midair because it went into like a swirly thing or something, like, you know, a non-corporeal thing. That's so funny. Oh, okay. So what else do we do on Treebeard? Treebeard, all the legendary servers. So Anor when it was open, Ithel when it was open, and now Treebeard and Shadowfax. So Shadowfax and Treebeard are the current legendary servers. So if you want to partake of the legendary experience, that's where you would go, is to one of those two servers. Shadowfax, being, you know, named for a very swift horse, the swiftest around, right? Has a different thing where instead of getting like 100% of experience, you're getting 150%. So you are zooming along on Shadowfax, going very fast. So you're not going for the, you know, let's smell the roses, let's do every quest, let's, you know, explore every corner. You're like, I want to get to the end, and I want to get to the end now. You know, that's what your experience is going to be, and is intended to be over on Shadowfax. So that's kind of some of the differences that you get in some of the legendary servers. One of the things they brought in, which I thought was pretty cool, was hang on, I gotta shoot things. Was this kind of, there's some legendary server only things that you can get, titles, there's some deeds and so on that only are available on the legendary servers. So if you're like a deed completionist like we are, you will find that you have a nice rich experience on a legendary server, but it also means that you've got more stuff that you might want to do. All right, there's a box there. That just happened. That's another legendary server thing. I'll come back to the deed thing in a second. So that box that just appeared on the ground, that's another thing that only exists on the legendary servers. And that's a difficulty option that you can add. So let me pop this off. So I am running at difficulty deadly, deadly +0. Oh, thank you. Before has put a link into the chat. Also, 2 links there that explain a little bit more about this, about what I'm doing. So we are running at deadly +0. You can start at much lower. It's like hard, difficult, something like that. There's levels, and deadly is the highest of those options. Hang on, I gotta pay attention if there's reflect or not. Okay. Yeah, we've been doing this. We were doing this when it was the this was the server level. Whoa! Gotta get out of that box. And when we did this a lot, when this was the top of the server, and we did it with like normally 6-person stuff. We were doing it on we have a day where we get together with some of our kinnies and we go and quest together. So we were doing it then a lot, and man, it seemed like every single flame that came out had reflect, and oh, the hunters would go down so fast, and sometimes the minstrel. Because we attack really hard, and then it bounces off of that, and it takes us out, and we're like, oh. Thankfully, we had a Bjorning with us who could resurrect us if we took the minstrel down. So that was good. Okay, so legendary server. So one of the things that happens is if you're playing at these harder difficulties, the monsters have more defenses against you. They also have the ability to hit you harder. Now we have buffed up against that, so you'll notice it isn't causing us much trouble, but that's because we kind of had to, like, you know, unlock the keys on how to combat that additional difficulty. So that's been kind of fun. You know, it's like extra puzzles that we kind of miss actually when we're on the regular servers. But one of the things that happens if you're playing on deadly difficulty, any of the deadlies, 0 through 6, wow, nice job on finding Ghost Fang. Totally didn't even see him in the corner there. Aw. Sauron is keeping an eye out for you. And so sometimes his minions will notice you, and at that point, see, there was a white box around me, and then a larger red box that showed up around me. And if you are on deadly difficulty and you are within that box, it has like kind of a timer when it shows up, and if you're still there, they still see you and they will hit you with fire. They will throw fire from above with you. So now you have the ability to move, you know, generally, like unless you get netted or something else. Oh wait, there's a Ancient Guardian returns. There's a encounter that popped up. Was it again this one?
Oh, it might be inside.
Okay. Yeah, it might be in with the rest of those foes that we're attacking. Dame Hypatia, good evening. And dear gentle hobbits, thank you. We are hobbiting again, as per usual. Sometimes I go through a high elf phase, but I am definitely in my hobbit phase these days. Whoopsie, I did not get her aggro. Okay, so yeah, so that's why occasionally we'll see that red box show up on the ground. Now here's the fun thing. So if we've done this before, like where we've had kinnies who we were running with, and you know they're on, let's say, normal difficulty, and the pair of us are at this this crazy deadly thing. Yeah, we're missing an encounter. We're gonna go poke around. The box might show up, and we might all be in it. Let's say all three of us are in it. Well, Athadil and I would take damage from it, but I don't even think it shows up on the screen of the person playing at normal difficulty because they didn't opt in for that, so it doesn't actually affect them. So that's kind of cool because I appreciate that it still allows us to play with people at various levels, and you know they're not being penalized for our decisions, right? Like we you know, this thing, like, notice how it was actually doing damage to me. Somebody on normal difficulty might have would have taken less damage. Their hits would have hit harder. So if they're standing there hitting them and I'm standing there hitting them at the same time, like their hits are going to get through. They're not going to be blocked. Mine might get blocked. Mine might be, you know, rebuked in some fashion, you know. I might get hit by, you know, the Sauron thing, you know, whereas they would not. So that's some of the fun things that we are encountering here on the Legendary server. So that's fun. Another thing we get is in 4 different areas. So Angmar, Moria, Mirkwood, and Isengard, there's a special quest that you can get. And it's called Legendary whatever. So Legendary Angmar, Legendary Mirkwood, and so on. Let me hit this guy. How dare you to take on my wrath? I will take your wrath and... Whoa, 2 boxes. I think I don't want to be there. It takes out about 1/4 of your health. So 2 of those would take out about 1/2 of my health, which is, you know, a little scary if you're down a little bit. So you have to be careful. Let's get our goodies. I'll get some goodies. All right. The sorcerer defeated, we can sleep peacefully at night, knowing we are now safe. Thank you for coming to our aid. So I'm going to pull that up real quick. So I'm working on Legendary Mirkwood. The title of that quest, the full title is Legendary Mirkwood, Breaking the Dark Sorcery. So the idea is that like there's dark sorcery, you know, taking place throughout Mirkwood. And so we're doing these various skirmishes to go in and try and, you know, break that sorcery and you know, keep them from being able to go and attack the elves and, you know, make their way to Lothlorien and all of that. So we have to complete, there was a full list here. There was a larger list, like a list of like 16 or something. And you'll see here in purple or pink down here, it says, complete 9 quests and instances to aid those in Mirkwood.
Go ahead and finish off some of it.
Yeah, so we're going to try and do some of these. Now, if we went and did the one we just did a minute ago, you'll notice that, what was the name of that one? It was... It was strike against something something. So you notice there's nothing here that's strike against Danaglor, because it only counts once towards this list. So you have to do, you know, 9 different quests and instances. So Warg Pens of Dol Guldur is here. We're gonna go do that. That will count.
The Warg Pens of Dol Guldur.
All right.
where the
So
hounds of the Dark Lord
looks
are
like
bred,
my honey cakes
trained,
are
and
down.
kept.
Okay.
Goblin keepers care
Let's
for the
see. So I
mention of
think
the pack.
there was another question. Oh, the Erenbard was asking about our kinship. So the legendary servers are often smaller, population-wise. So you'll have things like, because, for example, the server just opened a year and a half ago. It opened in June of 2021, so like a year and a half ago. So the population that we have here is going to be smaller than the population on a server that's been open for like, you know, 11 years. So our kinships tend to be smaller, so you don't get those large, you know, 24 person raids and stuff like that often. When you do want to do that sort of stuff, you definitely end up relying a lot on things like, you know, the Looking for Fellowship channel, the LFF channel, because you kind of look at the server as a whole is kind of like one loosely knit kin in a way. You know, we help each other out. And so like the auction house isn't as active or dynamic as, say, on, again, like one of those servers that's been around a lot longer, because you just don't have the population and you don't have the same needs. Like, it's not, you know, everybody hasn't been here for 10 years and has all these things, and so now they have, you know, like there's these 10 things that people haven't seen in a while, and that's what's up in the auction house, or, you know, the level 140 you know, weaponry and stuff. We don't really have that because our level keeps shifting as we go along. And what you end up doing is, if you end up needing new armor, new weapons, new foods, you pretty much just ask, you know, see if anybody has it. Or if you put something up in the auction house, a lot of times you put something in the trade channel so people know, because they don't necessarily go looking for it. So it's a pretty different experience. And so then that also plays out in the kinship. So our kinship is a very small group, and we just kind of keep to ourselves, as it were. Like we have a lot of introverts in our group. So it's a very kind of quiet group, but we do try to do like group quests. Like, it's nice sometimes to get together with other people when you're doing questing, right? So we do have we have a meat scrap over here too. We have a little group where we get together once a week and go and do like work our way through the epic line. So that's something that our kin likes to do, is we like to try and help each other on doing things like the epic line. I really enjoy, I don't really dig questing on my own so much. I don't find the solo play quite as compelling. Like if I'm doing solo stuff, it's usually to play music or do the social things, you know, the kind of stuff like I do over on Laurelland for Green Dragon Friday, for example. So for those of you who don't know, on Fridays on Laurelin, it's evening time in Europe, so 7:30 UK time is what it's set to. Excuse me. And it's a Hobbit role-playing event where we meet at the Green Dragon in Bywater, and there's socializing, and people play music or tell poems, do riddles. It's great Hobbity fun. So every Friday for 2 hours over on the Laurelin server. So if you are a Hobbit or have a Hobbit character, definitely pop in. And if you don't have one and it sounds like fun, make one. Make a Hobbit character and pop by. You can show up as a dwarf. We do get our friends from the Blue Mountains who come down as well from time to time. But yes. Well, actually, let me eat some more cooked food real quick. Oh, Telerian, I didn't see you come in. Hello there. Yeah, we talked about the kinship. So Erenbard was in Angmar looking for a Thiorbo skill and approached a Watcher zone, got insta-killed. Yeah, got revived, but couldn't leave the spot before he died again and again. He had to retreat. Telerian says that's a skill that might be obtained by bosses in Angmar instances, but it's random. Oh, right. To cross that line of Watchers in Angmar, you need to complete Book 6. Maybe that's what it was. Yes, that's probably what it was. There's those statues that are there, and in order to get past them, there is an epic line quest chain that you do have to follow. Yeah, the Ramas Deluan. Thank you. Before's put the link in the chat there if you aren't sure where to pick that up and how to do that. But we're gonna do a boss here real quick, so I'm gonna focus on this for a quick second. Yeah, Egg Arthur points out that the Better Biscuit Bureau on Treebeard is pretty big. It's probably the biggest one. They advertise regularly, and like if someone's new to Treebeard, they're like, you should join us. You know, like they're quick to grab the new folks, so they are pretty big. I rarely advertise Arkin. At this point, it's kind of like the people we know and people they know, inviting other people they know. Yeah, our growth is a little more organic than advertised. I mean, every so often I'll put out a thing, and I've got on my bio, man, this guy, what is his deal? Oh, he's evading a lot of my stuff. See, that's part of the whole Treebeard experience. That's what was going on. Let me turn, there we go. Hang on a second. My health is down to half. Okay, thanks. Appreciate that. Mini on the job.
This next warg will make short work of you.
I don't think this next warg will make short work of me. I think not.
How dare you?
How dare
I'll
you?
make you pay for that.
I mean, you sent the warg after me, you know? But to be fair, I came into your space, so I guess, you know, people at both sides are at fault here, maybe.
You may
Wahaha.
invested me, but you won't.
He was just chilling when we showed up, started attacking. I suppose. Yes, awesome. So also, Anethalo mentioned about the Epic Book 6 before the Watchers. So awesome. So you guys are all helping out. Thank you, chat. I appreciate that. That's one of the things I really love about the Lotro community is how people are really good about like jumping in and helping each other out when there's a question. Like, I can't figure this out. It's like, how about this? Well, that was easy. I just let the minstrel do all the work. Oh, you already got that too. So yeah, there's a couple of... Wasn't there... What was the other one? There was another kin that was really big on Treebeard for a while, but I can't remember what happened to them. So you'll have a couple that you know, like if you post, hey, looking for a kin, and then you'll be like, you know, bombarded by stuff. Although it is quite funny because sometimes, myself included, like the first thing we'll post will be something like, well, what kind of kinship are you looking for? Because, you know, we all have different flavors. Like if you are wanting to do questing and raids and stuff like that a lot, you're probably looking for something like, you know, the BBB or some of the other larger kins. If you're looking like a place that has a few resources where you can kind of, you know, camp out in the corner, nobody notices you. That's gonna be more our style. Oh, you got the hidden guy. Why can't I get over there? There we go. Completed strange meat. You want me to do the wheel this time? Oh, you got. So we're going through this area, the work pens, and we've got to find these stone wheels, and then we turn them, and that opens up the next area. We also had to find barrels of strange meat, which we did. Like, ew. Dances with Ents. That's another one. Dances with Ents was seemed like they were pretty chill. Onodrumut. We're not so hasty. And we really do take our time. Like, there are people that are like, I want to be top level. We're like, we're not the kin for you. That's the nice thing, is I appreciate that, is that everybody, like, yeah, that a lot of times on, you know, the server, you'll get people who are like, well, what are you looking for, you know? Because you want to really help people find, like, a group that's going to match what their interests are, you know? Like, we've had people who are, like, with us for a while, and then they're like, you know what, I think we're going to go somewhere bigger. We're like, totally cool. Like, no hard feelings there. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on, wakey wakey. There we go. He stunned me and he got some good hits in on me. Hang on a second. Oh, bugger. Sorry. Thank you. Yeah, I was trying to hit the ads and not him, but I got his aggro by mistake. Or maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I had his aggro, but I was trying to hit the ads and that gave him a lot of free hits on me. Organized Chaos, thank you. That's the other one I was thinking of. No, that was the server. Yeah, Big Arthur. Yeah, it seemed like Organized Chaos and BBB had like some weird, like, you know, clash going on for a while. And I don't know if it was manufactured drama just to have fun or if there was actually something going on, but it was interesting for a while. I haven't heard anything for a while. I think when the server was young, you know, you get more of the people who are interested in spending time on that. And now I think it's mainly a server full of people who are like, I would like to do my questing and do all my deed completionists and all of that, you know what I mean? Like, the drama llamas are less interested in what's going on in the server these days. I think there's some of that. Wasn't there, am I going the wrong way? I am going the wrong way.
Depends on what you're going for.
Oh, I was looking for, hey, a chest. This guy had stuff too. But yeah, I was looking for the fancy wood chest in the corner. I got myself all turned around. I was going the wrong direction. The room, it's like, you know, it's a mirror image, so. Okay, cool. So, yeah, Anethlo is helping out there. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so let's see. That's done. So where are we at now? Let's see. There's Barad Goldor, Summit Gold, Sword Halls of Dor Goldor, a couple of Oakstone Hoths, Sarasuma, North Canton Farm, Stone Height, Battle and Tower. What do you want to do? Sword Hall of Dol Guldur. Ba-ba-da-bam.
The sword hall of Dol
Yeah, it was really funny. On the day that the server opened, like, I had it on my calendar, we had alarms set, like, we were ready to go. So the minute the server opened, we were in. And as soon as I was able to, once I had like the money and the level to start a kinship, I was like at the kinship person, like getting that started. So we had a kinship very early on. And then I realized that I wanted to have like, so basically I knew I wanted to take over a neighborhood. Oh, this one, I like this one. Cool. And so I'm like, okay, well, we're going to need like sidekins if we're going to be taking over all of the kinship halls, because a standard neighborhood has 4 kinship halls, right? And so you need 4 kins if you want to take over all of them, which I did. So I started a second kinship like the very next day. So that one's also level 10 at this point, the max level that I can go to. And then one of our other kinnies, she had a couple kins going also. And so between the two of us, we were able to take all the houses in the neighborhood. And so that's always fun. Because one of the things about legendary servers is that they are subscription. You have to be like VIP or lifetime subscriber or something. So that also reduces the potential population on the servers, and it changes the flavor of things a little bit. I mean, we don't get the gold spammers, for example, which is really nice. I don't even know if that's still a thing. I haven't noticed any on Laurelin lately, though, so maybe that's kind of a thing of the past for a while. The question, Amber, is how many folks do you need for a kin to start? Just one. You can start your own kin. Like, you can just be a kinship of one. You just, you go to the, what are they called? There's the NPC. I forget the NPC's name now, or title. But you go to the NPC and clerk of kinships. That's what it is. And you pay them like your 15 copper or whatever it is, and tell them what name you want. And now you have that kinship name. Now you would be then the kinship owner, so you can't be in a kin to start that. You have to, because you will be the creator of that kin, and you are then the owner of that kin. And you can't be in multiple kins at the same time. So what I end up doing is I'll have like a side character, and they're doing whatever it is they're doing, but they're also the ones who are in charge of holding on to the kinship, the side kin. Man, got a bunch of those darn things, didn't we? The bats are a pain in the butt. Alright, you crazy little bats, let's get rid of you. We do not want you when the next stuff comes out. Come on, boom, 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 did the thing. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna have to go into... So one of the things you can do as a hunter is you can go into endurance stance. So when, a couple things. One, it helps with your endurance. But it also means that when I'm shoot quick shot, where does it say it there? 30% chance to apply plus 399 to 532 morale. Sorry, maybe the bonus focus point is the 30% chance, but at any rate, it gives me morale, which is really useful if you are dipping on morale. I prefer to be in precision stance because I like the critical chance that comes with that. So precision stance in quick shot has increased critical chance, for example, instead of extra morale. Oh, he's doing this stompy thing. Thanks. I was too late to get out of there in time. Thanks for the notice, though. Oh, gold spammers. It was people in chat doing some thing to try and get you to give. They wanted you to give you your information, so that way they could steal your account and stuff. And they would do it as like buy gold and stuff. I don't know. They would create a free account and do this thing, and it was not good. Yeah, try to sell you in-game stuff for real money, and then also, if they were really lucky, they'd steal your account. So, but we don't get that on this account, on these servers, so because nobody wants to pay money to do that because it's not successful. Yay! We finished it. Awesome. Okay, so how many more? I don't remember how many there were initially on the list for legendary Merc. Merc. Let's see. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 9 left. So you think there were?
There were either 17 or 18.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have. Okay, so we have to do roughly half. So there's probably like 17 or 18 or something. Okay, we're gonna go try Stoneheight. Oh yeah, this one's interesting.
Stoneheight was once a place of refuge from the orc tribes in the North Downs.
This poor guy. No, wait, not that one. Who is it that I did? Is it a hunter thing? No, it's a brawler thing. You know how you have your, is it your NPC that you go to when you like, as you level up and they're like, let's teach you this new set of skills or grab these books or whatever, right? You like, and you go and you do like a little side quest. I guess they don't really do that in the higher levels though, now that I think about it. Only up to like level 50 or so, isn't it? 50 is the last one, we think? Yeah, somewhere around there. Anyway, so I did the brawler ones, and it brings you up to Stoneheight, and there's this guy that you meet in one of your previous ones where he's like, I can't remember all the details. He's like in Bree, and then he's like, man, this is I got trouble here. So he moves out to like Adso's camp, or maybe it's the other way around, and then he eventually he moves out to Stoneheight thinking it's going to be a nice, safe place, and he's like, yeah, I've been here a week, I love it, everything's just so quiet and and safe, and I'm really happy here. And like 2 of the other townspeople come around and they're like, yeah, we haven't had an attack in like 9 days, you must be a good luck charm for us. He's like, wait, 9 days, what? And they're like, oh, I spoke too soon, we have a wolf attack or whatever. And he's like, wait, now here? I thought I got away from all that. So it's kind of funny that he came to Stoneheight thinking it's going to be safe, and you're like, oh no, this is not a safe place, my dude. What were you thinking? Go to the Shire or something. Just avoid Lotho. So that was kind of a funny thing. I think that might be the last time we see him then, because that would probably be my last one of those class quests. I was enjoying the kind of like ongoing storyline that they did for that one. That was fun. Oh, Megan asks, is there gold selling in this game? No, there's not. I mean, there has been attempts at it, but it's not allowed and all that. That's one of the reasons why we can't have nice things. Like, you can't buy Lotro time or like subscriptions and give them to a friend or something. Like, because we've had friends that are interested in playing, and we're like, man, we'd love to have you come play on Treebeard with us, but like financially it's not their thing, or they're not ready to make an investment in the game, even though it's not a terrible investment. It's like $10 a month though, which is nothing. It's not nothing. And if you're in between jobs or just barely making it or whatever, like that's not something to just go like, okay, sure, why not? So we play with our friends usually on the regular servers where you can do a free to play account. It's no big deal. But yeah, so we would love to be able to like gift Lotro points, because like one of the people we're playing with, and she was she kept running into her bags being full a lot, and it's because when you start on a free to play game account, you like, I have max storage on mine, which is, what is it, 135, but I think you start off with like 20, 40, 35. It's not a lot, right, comparatively, especially. And so her bags were constantly full, and she would need to stop and find someone to sell to, and so she was going through that routine pretty regularly. And we're like, nah, just let's do a trade, hand me your stuff, we can hand back anything you want later, or we can sell it and give you the money, whatever. So we were doing that like on a regular basis. And whereas if we could gift her Lotro points, like we would do that, you know what I mean? Like we would just, yeah, like here, have 500 Lotro points, and so now you can buy more bag space because, oh hey, look, it's on sale this week or whatever, you know what I mean? Well, I don't know what the sales are this week. So it would, so like it would have been really awesome to be able to just gift her some Lotro points so she can buy more bag space. But luckily we've been playing enough, and she's done enough deeds that she had accumulated some Lotro points and was able to buy up more of the bag space when that was on sale a couple weeks ago, I think now. So that was nice. What is the code for that? Hey Moobot. It's like, hey Siri. Hey Moobot. What are sales for the week? Oh, thank you. Oh, it doesn't say what the sales are. It does say what this code, the freebie code though. Freebie code is a +5 hope token, hope boost. Times 5, so 5 of those. And the code is New Year Hope. That's nice. And when I was listening to Court of the Rings earlier, I was catching up on his Friday stream. He mentioned something about how the +5 hope will now persist through defeat. So that'll be nice. Because I remember we were doing the Rift of Nerz-Gashu, and you would get, there's two kinds of hope. There's like the hope tokens like that, or the crafted ones and the store-bought ones. And one of them would persist through, oh no, it wasn't defeat, it was like, the store-bought ones persisted through defeat, but the crafted ones did not. So I'm hoping that means that his crafted things will do that. Okay. So what is max bag space? It's 135. I have it up there on my Titan bar. I make a lot of use out of the various plugins that are available. I really like the Titan bar. So yeah, you can see I've put my bag space at the top. Oops. We're fighting a boss. I gotta pay attention. Sorry.
Come closer, Jim.
Alright, so when he says come closer, don't do that. Don't listen to him. He's not to be trusted. That's right. I thought it was one of those words like getting closer was the right thing to do, but it was not. So, learn from my mistakes. Yeah, resist. We are going through some of the Isengard storyline, and there's a part where you're talking to Saruman, spoiler, and you have to resist him because he's trying to influence your mind, you know. So you have to type, you know, it comes up with a little button, a little emote. You know, resist. it's very cute. Megan is oh, you have the same problem in Warcraft. Yeah, they've been doing a lot to try and keep the game like nice for those of us who are playing it. SSG has, so I think they've done some pretty good jobs on squashing it, so it's been nice. Megan says I haven't bought VIP yet. My bags are always full of junk to the vendor. I have to say, one of the things I really love about having the VIP subscription, we just do the yearly. Oh wait, I wanted to put a trap down. Okay, so this guy, this Dale Truitt, he has this ability where he like appears and disappears. So I like to put a trap down because then he'll at least trigger the trap and I'll know where he is. So I'm like, okay, I know he's close to me. So I try to put down a trap and stand in the middle of it, and then I can watch him. Now, Affadil is going to put down some, or put the swords on him that you can do. And the swords will sometimes follow him around in his invisible state. So that's kind of fun. So that helps us. See, he triggered my trap, so I knew he was nearby. I'll have to put a new one down now. Cool. Swords are on him, so we should be able to track him by that, which is handy. But yeah, so one of the things I love about having the VIP is the VIP services that having the town services with me, like everywhere I go. So handy. You talk to Wenda Cranesbill, who is an NPC. Hey, stand up. Thank you. That's right. Fight on, little hobbit. You can do it. I believe in you. Oh, he's got... Did. I saw that there was an interrupt coming. Oh, another one. I can't get it this time. I can try and stun him. Ivar, empower me. Ivar! Dum dum dum! There's a clue! Yes, I cannot believe what they have done to my home. I must be rooted. Oh, I am. I am rooted for another 41 seconds. What? Who said they could do that? Yeah, right. Giggling at me. Okay, so this little bauble down here is the subscriber town services. And you talk to Wenda Cranesbill, and she gives you this and a jug that you consume. When you drink the jug, it gives you a benefit that lasts for 2 weeks, which is this one, the subscriber buffs. And the subscriber buffs, do you know the way the Southern Mirkwood? The subscriber buffs, yeah, I'm still rooted, though. I can't take us anywhere. You think so? Do we need to go to Mirkwood? Mirk. Let's see. There we go. I'll take us to the Marquise. How's that sound? Okay. Okay, so the subscriber buffs, it accelerates your crafting time, but then it also prevents item wear from combat and defeats and crafting. So I love that one because like I never have to repair my stuff, which is so nice. And then the other thing is the subscriber town services, and that will also last for 2 weeks. So you, when you click on it, it brings up this menu, subscriber town services, and you have options like, you know, you can go into the shop and sell stuff. You can open your vault. You can open your shared storage. You can open the wardrobe. You can pop into the auction house, and you can reforge stuff. Oh, I think I did it 71. Where are we going to? Is it? Oscalad, thank you. I always forget where the legendary person is. So I really find it, like, quality of life, it's been worth it to me. Like I said, we do the yearly thing, so it's only once a year I have to really think about it, because the rest of the time I'm like, I already paid for it, so I'll just enjoy it. You know, that kind of thing. Okay, so we finished that. Interesting, there's not like a... Oh, wait, yeah, there's not an advanced level? Or did we automatically get it? Usually there's an advanced level. Oh, I do have it, yeah. Breaking the Dark Sorcery Advanced. Oh, yeah, there it is. The advanced version of these... So when you finished that legendary whatever wrapper, so legendary Mirkwood in this case that we just finished, it auto-bestows the advanced version. The advanced version, you have... There's a timer on it. Like, you have to complete it by, like, that Sunday or something like that. Whereas the regular one we're just working on, you can, like, sit on that for years. Like, there's no time limit on that. So that's why we're like, oh, look at that. So, but when you do it, your reward is 5 legendary coins of whichever of these quests you're working on. So we just did legendary Mirkwood, so we got 5 legendary Mirkwood coins, for example. So I can barter with her. It's a really small list. So I could get a hooded cloak of the Greenwood Echoes, which is a hooded version of a different cloak that you can get, but you can't get the hooded version except this way. That's the only way to get the hooded version. You can get the Title Writ, Legend of Mirkwood, which I've already done. You can get Stone Troll III, the housing item, or a Laden Tasting Table, also a housing item. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Agarther mentions that the Hope Persistence will be super useful for delvings, which is probably why they did that. Yeah. Let's see. Aaron Bard was asking about the pet plugin and stuff like that. And yeah, B4 points out that after my stream, he does a stream that is all about plugins. It's actually called Plugging Along, where he'll do like on-stream plugin development, and then he also answers questions about plugins in general, and it's a great troubleshooting situation. So yeah, feel free to stick around for that. Sorry, I've been a little chilly today, so I think I might put my hat back on. So hang on, hat time. Okay, so yes, so Aaronbread, stick around after we're done hobbiting here, and you can do some plugin time. All right, so let's see. Dang, my face, I like it. Hobbits, their power is like their stomachs, bigger than it looks like, right? Come at me, you big troll. Oh, I think I know. Okay. I think I will pause on buying mine. just yet because I don't have them in my yard. Oh wait, maybe I do. Actually, I'm gonna come see yours, but I will go ahead and get the. Well, now I gotta double check. Hang on a second. Let me go to my house in Rohan. I have a Rohan house here. I have a Rohan house, actually, as it turns out, on almost every server I'm on, because I really fell in love with the Rohan houses when they came out. And so I like basically went and bought one everywhere. And I'm thinking I might have put the stone trolls that I have here. Let's take a look. Oh, is it taking a minute to load? No, stuff's here. Let's see if that great lily. Got some of those great lilies. Those were so cute. Got some Yule trees. Oh, maybe I don't have the stone trolls. I must have them somewhere. I can't imagine I didn't buy them. Like, that would not be normal for me. Hello, steed of the shifting hues. You're so cute. Okay, so, Alright. Hang on, let me look at my shared storage. Okay, I do have a large housing carryall, which is so fantastic. Let's look at troll. Nope, no trolls in there. That sounds kind of funny. There's no trolls in this bag. How about here? Have I just not bought the stone trolls on this server? That doesn't sound right. Alright, well, let me go... Well, how would it show up in alt inventory? I've been trying to be really good about taking all the housing things off of my alts. So one of the things one of the ways that kind of, you know, to manage inventory sometimes is to pick an alt character and just shove everything on them. Like, I do have an alt character that's holding a whole ton of cosmetic costume items because I don't want to throw them away. And so what I do is we have a house in the neighborhood. Oh, I forgot to post that I did this, that I updated it. But we have a house in the neighborhood where, like, during the current festival, we'll put that festival's cosmetics that aren't tied to character, that are like, you know, that aren't bound to account. And so anybody in the kin who's like, hey, you know, I want to get dressed up, but I don't have this, they can go and check the chest and see if it's already there. And then I'll have like the previous festival's cosmetics also in the chest. So I just try to like cycle it through there, but there's no cosmetic carry-all. And so those take, you know, individual slots. So I have a character and that's their whole deal, is they just hold that stuff. So yeah, it's also what I used to do for housing, is my housing stuff either is in the housing chest, or it's now in the carry-all bag, which I keep in my shared storage, because then it's easier for me to find. Actually, let me go back out to Ridge Road. Maybe I didn't actually check the chest while I was there. I should have checked the chest, but I don't think so. I don't think it's there. Erenbard says, I wish we could do the Rohan pet anchor at Shire houses. I know, right? Well, you mean, are you talking about the mounts? Because I think if you're talking about just if you're talking about these guys, yes, these are, let me go into this mode. These are hitching posts. And so what you do is when you buy a Rohan house, you are given a certain number. So if it's a small house, it's 5 of these hitching posts. They're not called hitching posts though. They're called something else. But it allows you to take a, here, let me just click on a hitching post. Just do it. I can't remember how to do it. It allows you to take a mount that you already have and turn it and create a copy that is a housing item. So, you know, I have, apparently on one of my characters, the steed of the shifting hues. And so therefore I was able to take that mount from my, you know, my mount collection and combine it with one of the hitching post hook thing pieces, and it creates then a hitching post thing. So, for example, it creates one of these, a mount decoration. Monstain I did it with. Okay, sure. And so you can do these only on Rohan. We only have hitching posts on the Rohan houses, although I think Erebor might have them. But they don't exist in Belfalas, for example. They didn't go backwards. The Shifting Hues mount is from one of the Bree barterers. I'll go over and check in a second here. So anyway, hang on. Let me go back into my wallet. What are those things called? Let me just collapse everything for a second. Crafting, nope. Currency, nope. Nope. Probably not. Taxidermy? No. Other. Steed halter. That's it. So when you buy Rohan House, you get 5 steed halters, or 8 if you buy the meat hall. Cool thing, if you sell a Rohan House after that, they don't take them back. I mean, they're yours. You get to keep them. Now you get 90% of the value of the house back. So you lose 10% of the writs or mithril, whatever you use to pay for, but you get to keep the halters, which is why I have 9, because I've only done this once, but I had a Rohan House and then I sold it because I wanted I changed my mind. And so I got to keep the old halters, which is really funny. But I'm going to pop over to Bree for a moment. I think I could. Where's my Lalia? So this is a cool little trick for anybody who doesn't know. There is a travel to Lalia's market that you can buy for 3 mithril coins. So it's reasonably cheap. There was a band you heard of once, 3 dead trolls in a baggie. Oh my goodness. So here inside Lalia's market, where you can buy all these cosmetics for mithril coins, if you come here and you talk to her, she has a return to Lalia's market for 3 mithril coins, which is a great deal. You can buy like 3 mithril coins for 50 Lotro points. So if you've done like a handful of deeds in the starter area, like go defeat a bunch of critters kind of things, or go exploring or whatever, you can get to 50 Lotro points pretty quick. So that's a really cool travel skill that I love getting on my characters. Anyway, okay, so here at the Boar Fountain, you'll have various people standing around, and sometimes over here you'll have the curator, and the curator has mounts and pets and various other things that you can get. Rowan Raspberry will be back here on the fountain. Sometimes she heads home and Myrtle Mint will be here, standing somewhere in this area. Or sometimes she goes home and Filbert Fig will be here and he stands around kind of in this area. So the 3 of them are right there. I'm not sure if they're cousins or siblings or what. But so when you look at them, you can barter items. And they trade in Figments of Splendor. So you can get some cosmetic armor and cosmetic clothing with them, cosmetic cloaks, but the housing decorations, she's the one that has the herbalist table, which is fantastic. It is a scholar's study. Like, you can actually use it for crafting. It's one of the few things you can get in the game for like in-game currency, so I really like that. Oh, the pig pen. I think I have the pig pen. I have the pig pen. And the badger house. Badger house is great. Love that. So those are some housing items, and I'm not seeing those halters, so I'm thinking that must be with the curator then. But you can get some various mounts, and yeah, okay, so then actually let me net you. The Steed of Shifting Hues. Figments of Splendor, available for limited time. So I think it's the curator. I think the curator is the one who has the Steed of Shifting Hues. So you just have to grab it with Figments of Splendor when the curator is there. Yeah. But I think, okay, so when the curator is around, I believe that she's the one that has, you can buy, it's kind of like that halter, but you can do it with a pet instead. And you then can you combine a pet that you have with the pet halter. It's not called a pet halter, but it's like that. and you combine that, and it creates a housing item that you can then place in a, in a housing hook, and it is that pet, like kind of wandering around or standing still or whatever. It's a clever idea. I went to a holiday party this past season, and they have like a whole bunch of rabbits around the house, and I can guarantee that what they did is they came and they got those halters basically, but the housing hook ones, and combined them with various rabbits, and then so they have them around the house. So it was really cute. You have like this little rabbit go wandering by, or something like that. So that was really fun. That was really, really cool. Dame Hypatia says, I love the travel to Lalia's Market. Fastest way to get to Bree Central. I know, right? It's so fantastic. Whenever I'm starting with a character that I know I'm going to be playing quite a bit, I always make sure to pick up that travel skill for them, because, I mean, it's so good. And even if you have that full hour cooldown, I think it's still worth it. Yeah. Now, I have gone ahead and bought the travel skills when they were on sale, the travel cooldowns. So that was really, really nice. Let's see. Can you talk about how crafting for moats works? I don't actually know how crafting for moats works. I've never figured that out. But so the way I get, so there's 3 currencies that are kind of wackadoodle. Let me pull up my bar. Yes, hi honey, welcome back. Kato has decided to join us again. She's gracing us with, oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, I've got my little cable in your way, my dear. Oh, good, thank you, B4. Yeah, awesome. So B4 is putting there in the chat the link to the steed halters and how to do that at the Lotro Wiki. And there should be some pictures and stuff there to kind of walk you through that. And yeah, so there's some information at the Lotro Wiki as to what they are and then how to use them at those 2 different links. And then I think, I'm not sure if either of those pages links to it, but the pet one?
Yeah, you'll see cosmetic pet.
Okay, cool. So on the hitching post one, there is a link that will take you to the pet version and tells you how to, who you buy that from and how to do that, how to put those 2 together. Now, you were asking about moats of enchantment. I really don't know much about it. All I know is if you want Figments of Splendor, do festivals, because the festival wrappers will often give you Figments of Splendor. So like if you are like, I really want to get all these pets or all these mounts or all whatever from, the curator or whoever is standing there, just keep running all your characters through the festival, because each time you finish up one of those wrappers, you're going to get Figments of Splendor, the 3-day or the 4-day wrappers. There are some quests like missions. So we've been going off and doing missions, and let's see. Yeah, so like this one, complete missions, blah, blah, blah. When I finish that, this is going to give me 5 moats of enchantment. And this is like a mission wrapper. And when you do missions themselves, I think those also, yeah, like this one would give me 400 moats of enchantment. So just from doing missions, which are another little side thing, you can accumulate those moats of enchantment and the embers of enchantment, which are kind of higher level things that people use on their weapons and to do a whole bunch of things. And A. Arthur can probably talk about that in the chat. He's also in there. Just by doing missions, though, I have slowly accumulated a whole bunch of those things. What I end up doing with them is I just trade them to one of those Figment of Splendor barterers, because they'll take my moats and they'll give me figments. So that's what I do with it, or embers, and they'll give me figments. So Arthur mentions that there's a weekly quest for crafting motes, but it requires 21 rare components, so it's not a very efficient way to get those motes of enchantment. Yeah. Oh, hang on. I wanted to take a look at the stone trolls. Very nice. Very nice. These are Stone Troll the First, kind of, you know, roar kind of look, right? He's stretching and roaring probably. And so we got Stone Troll the Second. Maybe kind of looking at things, getting ready, maybe going for a grab. And then we've got Stone Troll the Third. Looks like he's reaching down, getting ready to grab something. So what I did, when Anor closed, we were able to transfer our characters and all of our stuff off of Anor. Anor being a legendary server, we had access to getting these Stone Trolls. So I got all 3 of these and sent them to Evernight and Lorelin and Landreval, I think. And so on, I think it's Evernight. Oh, I definitely know I did it on, no wait, I did on Lorelin for sure. I've got a chicken, so the chicken housing item that you can have, so just like a single chicken standing there, kind of like the snow training brawler is. And I have the 3 giants standing around it as if they're going to like pick up the chicken or yelling at the chicken or whatever. And it's quite hilarious. It looks like they're very intimidated and trying to attack this chicken. And it's pretty funny. So it's great. I have them all grouped right around it. It's fun. I think Affodil is going to rearrange their yard a little bit. So funny though, because every time you bring in a new stone troll, you have to get rid of one of the windmills because there's only 6 housing hooks here. Oh, very nice. It does look like he's... I like it. You could bring over the second guy and make it look like he's trying to grab it, but the third is getting it, you know? That's awesome. We have a lot of fun with housing. We have a good time. Okay, cool. Egg Arthur is awesome. Thank you. Says if you have higher level characters, you can run a level 50 solo chamber flame the armor drop. I do not know what that means. There's 50 motes per character per day. A higher level can do the run in about 2 minutes. Ah, nice. And Aaron Bird has asked a couple questions. How do regular daily missions fit with weekly count of missions? They do. They just do. So if you run a mission, it counts towards the weekly count. Any mission, generally. Nice. Very cool. I want that snow brawler. No, it's mine. I like it. That looks fantastic. That's really nice. That's really good. Oh, Chamber of Shadows instance. Yeah, let's do another skirmish. Let's go do something.
Level up on like the first thing.
You want to go to Yantrov again?
Somewhere.
It's true. We got to go somewhere. All right, we're going to get ourselves out of the housing and we'll do another instance. And Aaron Bard mentions about the snow dummy and has a question. He has the what is his full name? The goof guy. Theodore Gorse. Thank you. And you have that Harzing guard. He never leaves once you activate him. Is there a shut off? Oh, like he follows you around forever? You have to click on him and then I think he counts as a pet. Well, now I want to go test it, but I think he counts as a pet, in which case you would click on him and you would have like a little box show up here, like, because when you look at a thing, you know how you have like sometimes a box that shows up there, and then you would click on that box, you would like right click on that box, and one of your options is like dismiss pet. Oh yeah, that's true. Before also mentioned you could try slash CPET, cosmetic pet, so CPET release.
I don't know if that would work.
Yep, might work, but also if you leave the neighborhood, he goes away because he can't follow you out of the neighborhood. Okay, so we are here. We're gonna go attack things. So we are in Thanglehad, and so out here and we are defending. So we've got this trio of ballista. So there's one here, and it shoots and hits that spot. And then we've got the second one is here, and it shoots and hits that spot. And then the third one, sorry for the zooming in and out, is over here, and it shoots and it hits that spot. So what you ideally want to do is get your baddies into that spot and see it goes kapoom and it hits them. But if you are strong enough, it's also possible to just stay out here and instead of worrying about those, because they do some damage, but honestly with our legendary items we do more damage. So it's more efficient to stay down here as long as you can capture them in time, which I have not. But we'll try it with the next one. Oops, I'm in a box. There we go. You walked into the box. That was silly of you. But you leveled up. Nice job. So you're max level. 75. Boom. Look at you. Very cool. Oh, that reminds me. I want to double check, but I think... Okay, cool. I did reforge them at 71. Okay, so it does tell us where they're coming in at, which is nice. So then you can kind of like try and capture the folks. Get them into your... Get the aggro and bring them over. Is Chamber of Flames a mission? I don't know. I don't know anything about that one. I'm not a moats person. I don't really pay much attention to that part of the game, I will admit. Yeah. B4 points out we're getting very good at how the game was in 2011. Because that would have been about when this, when Isengard came out, right? Or so, around that time. Why do we not have... Uh-oh, we should check. I'm going to go check on Rodolith. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, we had a little pause there. That's true. She's not getting hit at all. Cool, cool. You can't let your NPC go down. Got to keep an eye on her. Make sure she's okay. So I put light oil on my arrows because Affadil, the minstrel there, does the Call of Orome sometimes, which oh, Stormkeeper, that's why we had that around us. I wonder what was going on there. Yeah, so Affadil does a thing where it decreases their mitigations by 2,000 against light damage, and so if I hit them with light damage, then I get to, you know, take advantage of some of that. Yeah, we hope. One hopes. So yes, I do. I have my light oil and my fire oil on my bar, so I can choose if I want to. But I almost always use the light oil, especially if we're running together. I will use the light oil. When we do solo instances, sometimes I'll just switch over to fire. Or if there's like somebody who's, I don't know, you know, got defenses against light but not fire, then it would make sense to use the fire, of course. Crash to the east. Sounds like the enemy has snuck behind the line. Wait, east is the other way. Awesome. Agarthur is answering your question there. Well, do you want to go look for that while I'll stay out front? Sure. Okay. Good luck. Awesome. Affadil's gone to find the thing. Ah, here we go, and here's my group. Hey, yo, over here. No, don't go behind that rock. Come over here. Sorry, they got past me. I'm trying to get their attention. Here they come. They're coming back. Good news, I got their attention. Bad news, I have everyone's attention. You may notice things are going badly for me. I don't know, on the dot that's on the east-ish? I forgot how to put a bubble on. What? Go ahead and release? Oh. Oh, the stun thing. I wasn't stunned. I forgot to do a stun. I have to do that. Yeah, that's true. I could have done that. I forgot that I have this Cry of the Hunter, and it puts a bubble around me, and I forget to use it because I only think of it as an anti-stun thing. Yeah, it's an anti-die thing, whatever. That's true. Oh, wait, my helper... Yeah, only ebb and flow is out. So sad. I can't bring out my helper in combat, so I gotta wait a minute. Because she's also a hunter, so she takes out these falcons really fast. So yeah, I just for those of you who are kind of new in the chat, I focus very much on more of the casual parts of the game, the kind of like little side eddies. I don't do a lot of like top tier content, or you know, obviously I'm not like level 140 on a 140 server. Now I'm almost, you know, max level for this server, which is kind of fun. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Let me go back to that one. But yeah, so I'm doing like level 75 content. So the things where you're like farming for moats or the various things that people do, I don't know a lot of detail about that sort of stuff. But thankfully there's usually people in the chat who do. So yeah, so definitely, you know, feel free to ask in chat about, you know, stuff. And somebody will probably have an answer for you. So cool, yeah, you guys talk about Chamber of Flames and stuff. Awesome. I got my person back. I got my fast feet on. Get my light oil back on. Get my honey cakes. Alright, I'm ready. Central. So Central kind of comes up this area here. Hey. Back this way. Flame. Tempest of flame. Awesome. Thank you, Arthur, for answering those questions. Because as I say, I don't know much about that sort of thing. Dame Hypatia, guess who hasn't discovered that? Is on her way to the Shadowed Refuge. Awesome. So Arthur is explaining that Chamber of Shadows is an instance associated with Blood of Azog quest pack. It's physically found in the foundations of stone in Moria. So you have to discover that location in order to actually do then the instance. So yes, get on your goat and go find it, right? And then Arthur points out that it is one method among many to get a lot of motes of enchantment. Oh, they're way over there. But he finds it very efficient if you are level 100 or above. And that is something that you wish to do. Arthur says if you're level 120 or above and can get a raid together, he's heard that Kidzul Kala raid is super efficient for that same thing, for getting motes of enchantment. And what do you do with motes? You make armor? Buy armor? Something like that? Or weapons? Yeah, what are motes of enchantment good for, I guess is the question. That's my question. There's a Priestess of Flame in there. Okay, it's not like a Priestess of Vengeance, thank goodness. But that means there might be some reflect coming off of somebody. Sometimes that happens when you get those priestesses and whatnots. West. To the west. Oop, there's another Tempest of Flame. Come this way. I wish to say hello to you. Oh my goodness. Sploom. There's still somebody out there. Oh, they're doing the dancing thing, I think. Every so often the pathing goes a little funny, and so you'll have like, it's usually a pair that just kind of like traverse back and forth. It's really funny. Yeah, like they've somehow gotten stuck together and yeah, they're affecting each other's pathing. Oops. Yes, Aaron Bard says, I thought you could exchange motes for figments. You can. You absolutely can. I'm not sure if it's a good idea. I find getting figments of splendor really easy during festivals, especially if you have multiple characters. Just keep running them through the festival, do the wrappers. Oh, talk to Rodleth. We're waiting for more stuff to come, and she's like, hey, whoop, yo, adventurers, hello. Okay, she says, prepare yourself, the battle is not yet over. And then she has more to say. So we have a leader approaching. He's an Ologhai, and the ballista will not be enough to take him out. So she is going to take care of the catapults. And we'll go meet the big bad on the road, and then we're going to try and not get hit when she shoots these big weaponry at us. Okay, cool. Okay, so yes, Agarthur says that motes are good for downgrading to figments, as people would think of that. For me, it's an upgrade, because I don't use motes, but yes, I understand. Or barter for travelers' armor or jewelry, which is scalable through level 130. And it's better than, is the stuff you can get better than crafted? Or better than some of the various other things that you can get from like the skirmish camps and whatnot at, say, a level 75 or whatnot. I recall, and Agarthur, maybe you know, because I know our friend Ickney would know. I could probably message him if I need to. That there was like a armor set that was like best in class for hunters at 75 or 85, if I recall correctly, and it was at a skirmish camp, and it was very purple. It was like purple and like a dark green or something. And it was really good. Like it lasted me for quite a long time, but I can't remember what level it was and which skirmish camp it was. So maybe you know. I also probably should just like send Ickney a message and be like, hey, you know this thing. Remind me of the thing. Okay, we've done the thing. Oh, I think there might be a, not a treasure chest, but we should loot the body out here. Yeah, there we go. Got some bounty. It's like I'm a pirate. There we go. I got some veteran sergeant at arms. Got some gold, basically. Okay. Good job. Way to go. That's what it is. Yes, Aaron Bard says, I love festivals, cosmetic, housing. That's your jam. Exactly right. Always looking for ways between festivals to earn. Ah, okay. I use the time in between festivals to, I don't know, stare at the ground. Like, that's some pretty cool leaf action going on there, actually. Like, I could stare at that for quite a while. It's like going outside, but without all that, you know, outsideness. Oh, I was going to go try, let's see. Oh, I know. I'm going to pop back to the kin house. I'll be right back. Or, yeah. So we're going to try and figure out how to get rid of like a Theodore Gorse or other of that sort. We have a Bilbo Baggins hanging out in our, he likes our study at our kin house. But I'm actually going to go talk to Marigold. Hey, Marigold. She's here with the angry little old man Willow. So, okay, so now I have a Marigold. There we go. There's my Marigold. So she's going to follow me around. And if it was nighttime, her little torch would be lit, which is pretty cool. Hang on, I got to get the animals out. Okay, there's the turtle. There's the shrew. Gotta get the badger out. Okay, so there's our honey badger. He don't care. There's a dusty shrew, and then there's Nanu. So we've got our little menagerie. Okay, so she's gonna follow me around forever, unless I leave housing, because she can't follow me out in the real world. But when I click on her, oh, she's got this one. She's not the box. She's this one. So you right-click on her, right click on the portrait at the top, and you'll get a pet menu here, and you'll see rename or dismiss. So I can dismiss her, and then she's gone. So if you ever want to have like say I've got Marigold and I really wanted Bilbo. I don't have a Bingo. I have a Bilbo though. Okay, so let me grab Marigold. All right, she's going to follow me inside the house. Oh, I should probably take the tree down. I'll have to figure out what I'm going to put up there instead. I don't have like a cohesive set of decor that I want to switch to every season yet. I'm still building that on this server. All right, so let's scoot in here. It's still loading. We have a lot of stuff in our kin house. Okay, so Marigold's just going to stand there at the door. Here she comes. Okay, so like here's Bilbo, and I click on Bilbo. I go through the whole action, but nothing's going to happen because I have Marigold. So that's kind of like a little gotcha that it might not be obvious, but that's what's going on there. So I can't have two. You can't have two people following you around. So if I click on Marigold, and I'll go ahead and dismiss her. So bye, Marigold. She can go back to the tree. Now I can click on Bilbo Baggins. And now, see, I have him follow me around. And he has... Oh, he's not got anything in his hands during the day. Interesting. I thought maybe he'd carry a book. Yeah. Okay, so Agartha says, crafted is often better than moats. Okay, but it depends on level. Looking at level 28 travelers, and it's not as good as your crafted. Okay, thank you for that answer. It scales when you take it out of the box. You can get some boxes and peek at it without actually taking anything out. That's true. That's a good point. Machitai says, holy mansion. This is a kin house, so it's great. You've got a whole lot of space. So like when you first come in the door, you've got this initial antechamber, which is fantastic. There's a question about which wall decor am I using. It's, I think, the dwarf one. Let's take a look. Let's see, wall surface. It's the dwarf Yule Fest wall is what I have up right now. And it, I have added the pea green wall paint to it. So it gives it a slightly different coloring, which I like. So, and I put in a fireplace here, and this is one of the Yule fireplaces that you could get as a out of the box. So it's really cool. It is a housing item. I'm pretty sure it goes into a wall slot, and it takes a long time for its induction, but when you light it, it actually does create a little fire. So I think that's really neat. And see, so we got our wine here. We got a little rainbow. So this was a cool thing that they added. So if you've ever, there's a an instance you can do called Dragach, and it's a big dragon that you're trying to go and defeat, and it's a complicated thing. You got to do fellowship maneuvers, and it takes 6 people minimum to do it. So it's a really interesting puzzle as far as I'm concerned. There's a very rare drop from that, which is a fireplace, and it's a squared off fireplace like the Yule one there, very angular, and inside is like a little pile of gold and a little miniature dragon that's lying on that hoard of gold. It's super cute. It's also really, really hard to get. So at which festival was this? It doesn't say. Maybe anniversary? What? It's only been like in the last year, so it'll come back around. They gave us these that you could earn. There's 2 versions. There's a wall socket, which is this one, and then there's also a just a regular housing item, and you can put it in a yard, you can put it in any sort of slot. Anniversary? Okay, thank you. And so when you click on this guy, am I too close? Yeah, there we go. And he's gonna lift his little head up, and he goes, wow, and he shoots a little fire out at you. So cute. I love it. So, okay, yes, so a kin house, so a Shire kin house. So you have, let me take the flood names off to get the more experience. Get more of the experience. And hey, love you, Bilbo, but you gotta go. Okay, so here we go. So we have our, the main common room, basically. And it comes with a fireplace over there. So, of course, that's where the cats all hang out. And we did get a barber. So if anybody needs to like, spruce up, they've got that that option. And then if you go over to this side, there's a little antechamber room, and that's where your chest is for this house. And then, okay, so we came in the door over there. So we're going to turn and go down over here. And here we have options. I've got the waterfall pool there. You can go down this way, or you can go down this way. So you've got two directions here that you can go. So down here is kind of like our map room. So we've got our sail rug, and we've got a map, and we've got another table full of maps. Got the Hobbit eye view there. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see that. It's a pretty cool map. Pretty cool set of maps. And then, okay, so we go back up to where the waterfall is. There we go. And then if we turn this way, we can go down this one, and this one I've turned in kind of like a little bedroom sort of look. And it already came with the fireplace. Like they already come there, but oops, I'm getting up. Okay. There you go, babe. And then so you've got like a little lily pad pool over there and stuff like that. Oh, Aaron Bard, you know what? I can answer all of your questions with one answer in terms of housing. So Deco de Mieux is a website, and they are a website where all of the Lotro housing items are listed there. It's an amazing website. Let me get you a link. But it's fantastic. Oh, actually, but you've got a thingy, don't you? Okay, cool. So, sorry, B4 will post it in there because he's like on it. So you can search, like, even if you don't even know the name of something. So you might be like, it's a table. I know it's a table. So you just type in table, and then from there, it'll show you everything that's tagged as a table. They're amazing. Yes, Dame She says they are the best, better living Lotro style, right? Like anytime, and if you go to somebody's house, like, or whatever, and you're like, reflection pool, how do I get that? Well, you can go to Deco de Mieux's website, type in reflection pool, and it'll tell you exactly, where to get it, how much it costs, like to barter for it, whatever. It's a fantastic website. It's like such an amazing resource. I mean, if you want to talk about resources in the Lotro community, I've been inspired by Fibro Jedi, who, if you drop a link for FJ as well. Fibro Jedi does guides and informational articles about Lotro, like, how to do this, how to explain that. Like, he has this fantastic article on the wardrobe system because, like, let's say you're a free-to-play player. You've got, your character screen, and when you click on cosmetic outfits, it'll have equipment outfit, outfit 1, outfit 2, and those will be the ones that are open to you. But how do you get stuff in and out? You don't have access to a wardrobe. How does this work? He talks you through all of that. And then in that same article, he talks you through the whole thing on how to use the wardrobe and how to use that in doing, cosmetic outfits and dyes and all sorts of things. Like, so he is like a fantastic resource and knowledge base, really, for the Lotro community. And so he's got some great articles. So Fibro Jedi is always a fantastic one to go and look at his website if you're trying to figure something out, or if you're like doing a search and his website comes up as one of the options, it's going to be a great article. So that's always a really good place to check. And then Deco de Mieux is probably like my other favorite, I think. I'm trying to think. I mean, Lotro.com and the Lotro forums are kind of like duh, of course. So I would say like Lotro.com, the Lotro forums, and Deco de Mieux and Fibro Jedi are like my top 3 resources for anything Lotro related. I like to do things for the community as well, so I have some videos out there, I have some how-to guides out there, but like I think of my contribution to the community as like, definitely minor compared to like these major hitters. Like they've just done so much, and but when I'm trying to do things, I feel inspired by how I feel about the work that they've done, and I want to create that similar sort of helpfulness for other people. So, oh, thanks, Megan. She says, I think you're a great contribution. I mean, that's really where I'm at, right? Like, I think about how I am with how appreciative I am of the information that they provide. And so I want to be just as useful to people in what I provide. For example, this is not one item. This is multiple things. This is a ceiling item, a ceiling slot that I have put the falling waters item that you can get from the Rohan barterers, housing barterers, and then at the bottom I have put a reflection pool, which is an elven item. So, but it looks like, it looks like a waterfall pool. So I just put the two of them together. I thought it was pretty funny. And I like the fact that you have to go like practically through a waterfall to get down to the other levels. Like, actually, I had it closer to the door. I may move it back because I think it's funnier by the door. So, and then of course we've got our little corner of kegs and stuff like that. Anyway, okay. Well, we're past the 2 hours, and so what I like to do at this point is try to stop talking so much so my voice can like rest. And anyway, I think it's time for my character to grab a bite to eat. Where's my munch? I don't have munch on here. I try to set up my social bars to be the same on every character, every main character on every server, because it makes my life easier to be able to just be like, there we go. Oops, wrong thing. Hang on a second. That's my shortcut for, I have the plus button over on the side is my shortcut for locking and unlocking my bars. So drink and drink boot. I have those on Laurelyn, but obviously I don't have them here. So let's lock that bar again so I don't take them off by mistake. All right, it's time for her to have a bite of these pastries, like as any good Hobbit should do. Lock bar? Oh, so notice how you have like all your little things and whatnots down here, but by mistake you might grab something and drag it off. I'll show you. Like there, I have this wild mountain goat on the corner here, and I was trying to readjust my screen, but oh no, I grabbed the goat and I dragged it off of my bar. Now I gotta go find it again and put it back on my bar. Well, if I lock the bar, so how it says quick slot bar lock is now on. Now if I go and I'm trying to readjust my screen and I click this by mistake, oh look, nothing happens. Yay! I'm not dragging it off by mistake. So I'm constantly putting stuff on my bars, like moving them around and whatnot. When I got hurt earlier, I had added press onward to my bar. That's a recent addition, and I forgot I did that because I got points in it. And I meant to use that when I get into trouble. I may end up having to put it on a different place on my bar. We'll see. Because I forgot all about it. Yeah, it's going to have to go closer to my health potions. So yes, so I have a shortcut key, because you can set shortcuts. So if you go into your options and you go to your key mapping, you can find what it is you're looking for. So like, I think it's quick slot. Quick slot. Yeah, show me. Oh, quick slot. No, that's not what I'm looking for. How about lock? There we go. Lock/unlock quick slots. So I picked the number plus button because on my keyboard it's way over here. And so I rarely touch that space unless I do it on purpose. So I'm not going to lock and unlock things by mistake, as opposed to like this weird key combination that I discovered that unmounts me, which I didn't realize that I could do that. Yeah, I think that was it. Something about Shift Q. Because for me, Q is run, because that's what I set it to. I picked that on purpose. And then I was like, Shift Q, and I'm like, why am I, and so I'm like standing here and I'm trying to run, and instead I hit like Shift Q and I get off. I'm like, why am I getting off my horse? And that's why. Because there's a combo there that I didn't do on purpose. So I try to pick things very purposefully that I won't by mistake hit. Yeah. So, all right. Egg Arthur says some of the useful ones that are not bound by default. Select next and previous item. Quick lock, unlock, and lock toggle, like we were just talking about, which I love. Mount and dismount, which yes, I have that also. I have that set to my mouse actually, because that way I can just click my mouse and I get up and down, so I can. So I'll be like, so I mount by just toggling a little button on my mouse, and then I dismount. So the B4 points out that when you use the mount dismount, whatever you've bound it to, it will put you on your last used mount. So that's really nice. So you don't have to actually have it out on your bar if you're like, you always use the same mount. I like having it out there because, like, in this case, I have a goat because sometimes we go underground and, gotta have a goat. And then I have the steed, the glowing autumn. You know what? I don't actually need that on there anymore. Well, I had it on there because it actually matches this outfit. But I've been using the ice flower steed because I love the way it kind of goes jingles. And that's been a lot of fun over the winter. Coming in January, I gotta come up with a new outfit. Or maybe I'll think about what I want coming into the next festival. That reminds me real quick. Okay, so I'm going to wrap up here in just a few minutes, and then before we'll be coming in and doing his stream, which is all about plugins. So I know there were some questions earlier about a plugin. You were having some trouble with some loading stuff. So that'll be a great chance for you to ask some questions, and he can walk you through, like, hey, have you gone to this folder? Do you, what are you seeing? That sort of thing like that. So, but real quick, for anybody who sees me in game, and you're welcome to steal this idea because I stole it from somebody else, go to your biography and you can edit what is there as your biography. So I have put the events calendar, at least all the things that I find important. Like, I don't have every little, how there's bonus weekends with extra marks or extra virtue experience. Virtue experience is really good. So that should actually be on my list, but it's not. I went ahead and cut all that out. I just have, like, when the festivals are. I did include when the curator is coming and going, things like that. So I went ahead and copied and pasted that and put that, and reformatted it a little bit, and put it into my biography. So you can always inspect me and see the Lotro events calendar. So that's what I'm thinking, is maybe at some point I will check in here and decide what I want to do for my next outfit based on what's coming up next. Like Ill Omens and Hobnanigans are coming up at the beginning of February. Yeah, Ill Omens, that'll be fun. So maybe I'll come up with something Ill Omen-esque. I don't know. Or just something that I like to wear. We'll come up with something. Anyway, all right. Yes, I do have that on Laurelyn as well, Aaronbird. Okay, well, I think B4 is getting ready to go. Awesome. So, yes, glad to share all the knowledge that I have. We are a huge Lotro community, and there is a huge amount of knowledge, and no one person can know it all. So I'm really glad that we can come together in times like this and, like, share information, because it's so helpful when there's something that you're trying to figure out and somebody else knows it. And I really appreciate that people can pop in here and share that knowledge. So thank you everybody for coming along today. And I had a great time. I hope you had a great time as well. And I am going to sign off. So I will be back here next week. Same bat time, same bat station. So hopefully I will see you again next week. And until then, make sure you stay connected to that Hobbit side of your heart. All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.